track day in the GR86 and my second track day ever. First one was a few weeks ago. You may have seen it at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I got to drive some supercars that we drive in iRacing, at least as close as I'm going to get. If you haven't seen that, check that out. Link up here or in the description below. But today, we're going down to Lime Rock Park with my new 2025 Toyota GR86. We're just out of the break-in period on it. Got about 1,200 miles on the odometer so far, and it's time to get this thing on the track. So I'm super excited. Now, I'm not going to be driving the road course we're used to from iRacing. Lime Rock actually has a small autocross track about 3/4 of a mile in the center of the road course. Now, this isn't a traditional autocross track. That's just a big open parking lot with a bunch of cones. This is actually paved in. They call it the FCP Proving Grounds, Euro Proving Grounds, I believe. And we're gonna be ripping that. It's about a 4-hour session. I'm meeting a buddy of mine, Jared, down there, who lives a bit closer. He's bringing a Hyundai Elantra N, I believe. And we're just gonna be ripping around. And I'm super excited to see how this thing handles on the track with no limits. Now, it is a smaller track. According to the website, you rarely get out of third gear, if that, depending on the configuration they're running. I don't know what configuration we're running, but I'm super excited. So right now, we're somewhere in the middle of Massachusetts heading westbound on the Pike. And you know, I got my Dunkin's iced coffee, as is tradition in Massachusetts. And we're just cruising through traffic. It's a Friday. There is a good bit of traffic right now. And I got about 2 more hours. It's a bit of a drive from southern New Hampshire. So we're just gonna keep cruising. And I do gotta make a stop, grab a couple extra things that I'm told are good to have on hand. Extra quart of oil, some extra coolant. I don't have everything I'd want for a track day, but trying not to spend a ton of money right now due to the moving from New Hampshire down to Florida. That's going to be happening in mid-July, and I'm also going to be doing a real fun thing when I drive this car down from New Hampshire to Florida, is that instead of just doing the standard 95 straight down for 24 straight hours, I'm going to be taking a detour to the tail of the dragon. So that's going to be super fun. If you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. It'll be probably early August before I get to edit it up, because it's right at the end of August. But I'm going to be doing a couple days down there and seeing if I can find anything else on the way down that's worth doing. So with that, I'm just going to keep cruising here for another couple hours, and I'll be back at you when we're at Lime Rock Park.
Just work better. It doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. But at least they're making an effort here with their first party, and I'm really pleased that they're not.
Place in my heart. Yeah. And these SNK Millennial Fight and SNK2.
And you pick your class. It's like, oh, which you're being recruited by. Oh God, what's his name? It's like.
Continue on Hill House Road for 3/4 of a mile.
right, we're here. I'm not sure what the deal is. There's a whole bunch of cars all over the place. But I'm gonna go see what's up. And my buddy's not here yet, but we're here. I'm excited. All right, let's see what this is about. This track is super cool looking.
One common mistake I see people do a lot in this turn is they think the turn is maybe a little quicker than it is. I mean, it is a fast left-hand.
Very hard.
We call that threshold braking. So threshold braking is braking at the limits.
All right, we just got done the track walk out on the beginner's track here. Sorry if I'm a little loud. As you can see, there's a vintage car club who's rented out the road course. So get to see some really cool old stuff ripping around. We'll probably get some shots of that on my Nikon. There's the Z I used to own. Not the specific one, but oh, it's really cool. Anyway, so I'm here with my buddy Jared somewhere. So he's driving a Veloster front wheel drive manual as well, back there in the distance. And we're gonna get fired up and we're gonna do the beginner baby track, and then they're gonna connect the two. And it's gonna be a great time. I'm excited. Let's do this. All right, everybody, we're gonna get suited up and do our first round of laps here. By suited up, I just mean put 2 gloves on. This is the baby beginner track, but gotta start somewhere, right?
Don't come up too far. You back up a little bit because I've seen cars come flying through the grass here.
Definitely second gear. Just second gear all the time. All right, just did my first, I don't know, 10 laps or so. You'll see it. And it's fun. I got the rear end a little sideways at one point, coming around the first left-hander into the braking zone. But we're fine. We're good. The iRacing skills paid off. All right, I'm gonna take a few shots of my buddy out there in his Veloster with my big camera. And we'll get right back in line. I heard my camera bag slamming around in the trunk and I went, shit, we gotta fix that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's everything's all over the place. We're fixing that.
That car, you're the last two that haven't gone twice yet.
Okay.
All right, this is our second rip around the baby track, and we're shifting over to the full track. The baby track is a little short, but you know, it's fun. So I'm gonna go get my real camera, get some shots of Jared, because he's gonna be up way before me, and let's do this. All right, I had to jump in with Jared because I didn't know we were doing a track drive around for all the rookies who've never done the full course. So, we're in the Veloster. I was about to take some photos because my car is all the way at the end of the line due to bad timing. So yeah, we're gonna do a little drive along and check out what it's like. All right, track drive around time. Getting the tour of the full track here. Gotta get some shots of the vintage cars on the main track with my big camera. All right, go this way, go that way. Just this like normal ass looking Infinity. Just completely bone stock track, like rolled off the lot.
Maybe it's just
the used lot.
maybe he's got like a turbo on.
Oh, I hear the bangs now.
Oh, it gets way louder than that.
Yeah, mine does too. I've learned how I can just make it bang. It's great.
And those are just the burbles. It'll do like big pops.
Yeah.
And that's factory.
Oh, that's fact? Well,
Yeah.
with the exhaust.
Yeah, like it's stock. Like everything's stock.
The exhaust is stock?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had an aftermarket. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of tell that mine would do it, but it was so muffled with the factory one. I was just like, I gotta get rid of this thing. It's way too quiet.
Yeah, this is way louder than the E6 stock.
Oh, yeah. Whee! Is the coach in the front car? I think he is. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is way more complicated.
I usually plug this inside. No one else does.
Oh, we're doing a couple. Okay. Performance Infinity. Yow. Followed by the Miata with the cage welded into it. Far more appropriate. Oh yeah, this is gonna be sick. I'm amazed that's stock with that many burbles. Around the skid pad. Should probably be doing this so people can hear you. Let's do one of these. Whoa. Yeah, buddy. Ah, shit. This counts as our first laps. Shit, I should have gotten in my car. We're all gonna be at the back.
Oh, it's his first lap?
I assume so, because it's like 3 times around here. He said it was just like a drive along. We got like, 7 cars with us. Yo!
You alright with your camera?
Yep, it's fine. Let's go forward.
I'm being cock blocked.
Yeah, on the warm-up lap. Yeah. G-forces.
Fist up.
Oh yeah, this is where we get off.
Yep.
Around to the back.
I want one.
Right? Yeah, I figure we'll do some laps together. Track. Here we go. We're in full track mode. got the terrifying Miata in behind us. Don't need much for gearing. Pretty much all just second. Woo-hoo! Code ground. Rev limiter. Making up time on Jared, but not much. I think he's stuck behind that Porsche. Just Mustang things. How are our temps? Oil temps at 230. A weight shift there that is scary. .34 oil, 192 coolant. Gotta check to see where the danger zone is for oil starvation in this puppy. I think we're okay, but... All right, so just got off of first run on the full track, and it is fun and terrifying. Had a couple instances coming up over the hill after the left-hander. There's some really cool cars out here. We're gonna get some shots on my big camera of some of these. I think I saw a 787B. Plus probably Civic with a giant wing. There's a lot of fun stuff running out there. I guess there's some club that rented the track out for today. Anyway, yeah, upper left-hander coming up the hill. If I get on the throttle there, it kicks the tail out. So most of the track is second gear. I can hit third on the back straight, but really it's just first, like it's not even first and second, it's just second, like with third if I need it. Which actually I'm kind of glad of, because getting a hang of the dynamics of the car is scary, and adding shifting on top of that, even more so. So yeah, this is great fun though. I'm loving how it's handling, and yeah, let's get back out there. Those are custom plates, right?
No, they're not.
They're just really close to your initials.
I know, isn't that sweet?
How much horsepower does this thing make?
240 horsepower at the wheels.
no question. Is it a manual?
Yes.
Fuck yes. I used to have one. It's my favorite daily I've ever owned in my life.
Oh, great. Yeah.
By a wide margin.
It's awesome.
It's such a good car.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Go get it.
All right. Didn't get anywhere near the top of the shootout, which is to be expected given it's my first track day ever. My buddy did beat me in the Veloster. He has done a couple of track days in that thing before, though. You'll have seen some of his onboard footage. We threw it in there. I was gonna put a camera on the outside of the car on the suction cup. Turns out I don't have part of the GoPro mount to do that, so no suction cup footage from the outside of the car. So we're going back to in the middle for the remainder of the day. And, you know, there's like an hour left, and we're just gonna lap as much as we can. So, once we're done, we're gonna go check out the merch shop and the pit box area. Probably get some fuel, because we're getting low. They get some nice VP Racing, like 110 octane here. So that'll be nice. But, yeah, it's been a great time. This is great. All right, let's get out there. right, just did the shootout. I didn't even know that was a thing. And look at that many. Anyway, just did the shootout. My buddy Jared beat me. I'm feeling a little timid out there, but it's wicked fun. It's real fun. Mustang in front of me spun out. Shout out to you. Sorry for not putting my e-brake on. I may have forgot to put my e-brake on and the car kind of gently bonked him. I haven't driven a manual in like 10 years. Not me. No damage. My plate got a little bent, but this car's fine. But yeah, it's wicked fun. So last few cars going out, and then back to open session. All right, I think we're getting ready to go out again. Should be fun. I'm hopefully actually gonna be right on Jared this time. We'll see. Trying to run cameras outside the car that I'm just like hit and go on. It's not easy. Could use a full-time videographer, photographer. This channel. Oh, tow truck. We got a Corvette over there getting towed off.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Alright, green light. Let's fucking go. Green light, let's go. Corvette off the track. Woohoo! Code Brown! faster. Missed my turn in. We're burning. I can smell burning rubber. Or maybe burning brakes. Ooh.
Now what I gotta do is I gotta buy an August date.
Let's walk down this row. Let's walk down a few of these rows. Right? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh-wee. go that way. See what else is around.
One of the best sounding engines of all time. You know, the Senna is still the fastest car and driver's ever lapped around Virginia International Raceway.
Man, VIR is one of my favorite tracks in iRacing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right.
It's all relative.
What are these? They're so small. Is it? It is. It's just tiny. It's like 2 feet tall. Unbelievably small. Yeah. This is like one of the primary beginner tracks on iRacing. It's one of the first ones they put you on.
Does iRacing have Palmer Motorsports Spark?
Huh?
Does iRacing have Palmer Motorsports Spark? No, I wouldn't think so.
Well, they're based out of Mass.
iRacing is?
Potentially.
It sounds like super ribby.
I should have brought the big camera over here.
Well, that sounds like the new Z06 in this
I want to get the Mazda. There you go. The coworker with one of those too. Here it comes. Pro.
Mine's got 30.
It's hard to track though with 5X.
That's 2 Z06s at least. It's like a NASCAR.
Yeah, what, Thunderbird, right?
Yeah. Sounds like a Ferrari.
First gear.
What are these? These look slower.
Classics. I think they're set out by like maybe year. Yeah. Pace lap out. Here we go, the old cars. We went to like MGs, right? I don't know what half those cars are. They're all like British.
Yeah, one of them
Maybe
looks
these
like
are all,
old Fiat.
yeah, maybe these are all the British and Euro Mini. Yeah, hi, Mr. Crow. That's a Ferrari. No, I thought it was. A GT3 or a GT4 Porsche.
Like for like this.
IMSA, yeah. If you look up E-joiner, you might get the answer. Right? How close can we get to this line without getting yelled at? All right, I'm down at the main paddock, as you just saw. Did a little walk around looking at some of the real sweet cars that are out running around. This is like one of the best car shows around, basically. And you could just wander around and touch everything. Hey, look, a 240Z. Oh yeah, that's nice. Anyway, yeah, super fun day. That final stint there was definitely the longest one. Definitely let me get the most comfortable, and I think it's a lot faster. I'll put some times up on the screen here from maybe my first lap to my last lap, the difference. And you know, that way I can see what, you know, you can see how I improved over the day. I know I don't have live lap times or anything like that. I don't have a telemetry logging system probably yet. I might end up with one as time goes on. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get some food with my buddy Jared, and I will see you next time. This is Charlie with TechMates Media, signing off from Lime Rock Park. Peace. These are the Michelin Primacies that come with the base model, and we can definitely see some rubber wear. If we did that too many times, we absolutely would not get too many laps out of them. The fronts are even worse. But it's fine. It's fine. When they go, we'll probably get some stickier tires once I'm down in Florida. Gonna put some nice rims on it. But with that, we're going to get dinner. Say bye, Jared.
Bye.